tupo nawe tena na tena. Zaidi ya Watanzania milioni 60 wanaunganishwa na mtandao Super. Tupo nawe tena na tena. Vodacom, pamoja tunaweza.
Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TVC News, our top stories. Dr. Samia joins mourners to pay final respects to Cardinal Pengo. Tanzania set to host 153rd IPU Assembly.
We do expect to receive about 2,000 delegates, a big number, and they'll all be accommodated and they'll all be served accordingly.
Wherever you are in Tanzania and around the world, welcome to TVC News. My name is Nasser Kingu. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TVC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages, all at TVC Online. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan joined hundreds of mourners, including government and religious leaders, at St. Joseph's Cathedral to pay final respects to the late Polycarp Cardinal Pengo, the former Archbishop of Dar es Salaam. Here is a story by Ngarai Olekimosa, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
Early in the morning at the St. Joseph Cathedral, a special mass to pray for the late Polycarp Cardinal Pengo is being held here. Believers of various religions have come out early and have lined up to sign the Book of Condolences and attend the special mass. In the special mass, he is honored for a remarkable legacy of service to the church and the nation.
He worked tirelessly for the growth and development of the church, establishing many parishes, institutions, and numerous apostolic associations within the diocese. The Cardinal Pengo was a gift from God, a rare gift that God gave us at his own appointed time.
After the special mass, President Samia Suluhu Hassan had the opportunity to pay her last respects to Polycarp Cardinal Pengo. Various believers and leaders to reflect on life of Cardinal Pengo.
He was a principled and a steadfast person who stood firmly for the truth and defended moral values within the society.
The passing of Bishop Pengo is a shock to all of us because of his contributions since he began serving as a servant of God, as well as his role in uniting Tanzanians.
Polycarp Cardinal Pengo is expected to be buried tomorrow at the Pugu Cemetery.
Meanwhile, President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has met and held talks with Ambassador of Singapore to Tanzania, Douglas Four, at the State House in Dar es Salaam, underscoring country's commitment to strategic partnerships that advance national priorities under Tanzania Development Vision 2050. Among other things, the talks also aimed at strengthening bilateral relations between Tanzania and Singapore in the areas of technology, education, health, and infrastructure. Furthermore, Dr. President Samia has met with other leaders, including Secretary General of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, IPU, Martin Chungong, and the Director of the World Health Organization, WHO, Africa Region, Professor Mohamed Janabi. Dr. Samia also held talks with Doris Monell, who is the Director of the Doris Monell Non-Governmental Foundation. We move now to Zanzibar, where President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, underscores the significance of the tourism and the blue economy sectors, which he says continue to be major economic sectors that require large-scale investments to strengthen workforce expertise and service delivery. Here are more details.
He made the remark when he met and held talks with the French ambassador to Tanzania, Ambassador Anne Sophie, at the State House in Zanzibar, where he furthermore invited companies and investors from France to invest in the country, especially in those two key sectors.
We always, when we lead the team, we always speak about trade and investment because of the situation everywhere right now when it comes to aid is understandable, but we are keen to strengthen investments. And for Zanzibar, it is tourism comes the more. Although now we are also very much into blue economy, and we would like to see more investments under that category of blue economy, particularly fisheries. We haven't done very well while we are surrounded by the ocean. So if we get any opportunity to speak with the French business community regarding investments in tourism and blue economy, we'll be very keen to do that. Of course, the trade is not that impressive, but...
Furthermore, President Dr. Mwinyi insists that the government of Zanzibar continues to create conducive investment policies, improving road and port infrastructure, including the Mangapwani multipurpose port, which when completed will have many investment opportunities, as well as opening Pemba Island to be one of the major strategic investment and tourism hubs. On the other hand, Ambassador Anne Sophie has assured Zanzibar of the country's continued support for the ongoing efforts to strengthen key economic areas, especially in the tourism, health, education, and culture sector projects. Zanzibar and France are actively continuing to strengthen their ties, focusing on economic cooperation, tourism, and infrastructure development.
The Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel Nchimbi, emphasizes the need for the heroes of the Maji Maji War to be honored by emulating their work discipline, opposing tribalism, and recognizing their readiness to defend and fight for the nation. The Vice President made the remarks during the climax of the 28th anniversary commemoration of Maji Maji War heroes, marking the 17th annual festival, reaching its peak today at the Maji Maji Memorial Museum grounds in Songea. He insists it is important to honor the heroes by continuing to maintain unity and oppose any acts of corruption and promote justice.
There are several ways to honor our heroes. First, we must do everything possible to avoid shortcuts in the pursuit of development and maintain discipline and professionalism in our work. Second, we must continue rejecting tribalism, just as our leaders did when they united more than 30 tribes to fight against German colonial rule.
On the other hand, the Deputy Minister for Natural Resources and Tourism, Hamad Hassan Chande, calls on communities to collaborate with the National Museums of Tanzania to promote cultural heritage preservation, to honor rich history of the nation and boost the economy through cultural tourism.
We should continue to develop our cultural heritage attractions, history, and museums so they become part of the economy and help promote tourism. When visitors come, they should spend time exploring our historical sites and cultural heritage attractions.
The landmark event brings together leaders, citizens, and traditional leaders from Tanzania, Zambia, Mozambique, Malawi, and South Africa to honor the freedom fighters who resisted German colonial rule. The government of Tanzania has signed a hosting agreement for the 153rd Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, marking an important step in preparations for the global parliamentary meeting scheduled to take place in October this year in Arusha. The agreement was signed at the Tanzania Parliamentary Sub-Office in Dar es Salaam between the Speaker of the National Assembly of Tanzania, Musa Azan Zungu, and the IPU Secretary General Martin Chigong during the Secretary General's official visit to the country. Teddy Mparanyanga was there and has prepared the following report.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Musa Azan Zungu, says the agreement reflects strong cooperation between Tanzania and the IPU, noting that the country is fully prepared to host the international gathering. He adds that the Assembly is expected to attract many delegates from across the world, creating an opportunity to promote Tanzania's tourism, investment potential, and international profile.
We do expect to receive about 2,000 delegates, a big number, and they'll all be accommodated, and they will all be served accordingly. So be assured, SG, we are ready once you're ready. The door is open for IPU. The door is open for the whole world to come to Tanzania and see the developments that we are doing now in our country.
On the other hand, IPU Secretary General Martin Chingong expresses confidence in Tanzania's readiness to host the assembly, commending the country's commitment and leadership within the organization. He says the IPU looks forward to working closely with Tanzania to ensure the successful convening of the assembly in October this year.
You are ready when we are ready. And I can say that we are ready. We are there to, from now on, we now have an agreement before us. We are now ready to continue to work with you to make sure that that assembly that will take place in October will be a most successful one.
The meeting is expected to bring together lawmakers and other participants from across the world, with up to 2,000 guests anticipated to attend, providing a platform for Tanzania to showcase the democratic institutions and development initiatives.
From parliamentary affairs, we move now to the finance sector, where the Minister of Finance, Ambassador Hamis Musa Omar, says Tanzania is ready to exchange experiences with Qatar in the financial sector, as well as research, mining, and natural gas processing, so the key sectors contribute to the country's economic growth. Ambassador Omar made the remarks in Dar es Salaam after receiving a Qatari delegation, where he also held talks with the ambassador of Qatar to Tanzania, Fahad Rashid Al Marek. The Minister of Finance insists Qatar has extensive experience in the gas exploration, mining, and natural gas value addition, adding that Tanzania can exploit expertise.
Kwa wenzetu wao Qatar kuna maeneo mawili ambayo tunaweza pengine tukanufaika nayo sana.
I reminded him that in Qatar there are two key areas from which we can greatly benefit. The first is the remarkable success in the exploration, development, and the extraction of natural gas resources. As we know, Tanzania has already discovered the natural gas, and in some areas we have begun extraction and utilization. Therefore, this presents an opportunity for us to exchange experience and expertise. We also believe that there are still vast areas where further research can be conducted to discover additional opportunities and potential gas reserves.
Regarding financial sector, Ambassador Omar says Qatar is a major financial sector in the Persian Gulf countries, which can facilitate access to capital markets for Tanzania.
Qatar is also among the countries that have made a rapid progress, particularly in developing its financial sector, which has transformed it into a major financial hub. This is another area we should examine to identify possible opportunities. Secondly, in the development of large financial sector centers, Tanzania may also wish to establish a similar hub within the region.
Qatar and Tanzania continue to expand partnership, currently focused on deepening strategic, diplomatic, and economic ties through new investment agreements and increased trade in agriculture and tourism. Collaboration between the government of Tanzania and development partners continues to play a key role in ensuring sustainable development to citizens. One example is the SASA program, a major initiative between Tanzania and European development partners that focuses on empowering green and smart city growth while prioritizing water security and climate resilience. The program, which began in the year 2022 and runs through 2026, has been implemented in the Ilmera area in the Mwanza region, Tanga region, and Pemba.
Very right. I mean, these needs to be sustainable programs and so on. And that's why we, of course, also try and work with government, both locally and centrally, to try and build the capacity there. They are coordinating all of these approaches from within government. So there are officers in the LGA that are coordinating activities, working directly with the institutions that are here. So it's not project staff that are doing all of this. We do a lot of facilitation, and we do TA, and we do capacity building.
On the other hand, the local leaders say the impact is already visible in both Ilemela municipality in Mwanza and the Tango region. Improvements in solid waste management systems have contributed to cleaner communities and better environmental protection. And it has also created employment opportunities for young people engaged in waste collection and recycling activities.
Being able to purchase a lot of working tools such as trucks for carrying and transporting solid waste, and then we have been able to improve the capacities of our local staff who are dealing with the issue of solid waste management, whereby different youth who have been enrolled to vocational training institutions like VETA, FETA, and the CEDO are now being trained on skills development.
Then something they are already practicing the recycling under the commercial system. But of course, also the people, normal residents, because they are being participating in the recycling chain, they benefit too.
As the SASA program nears completion, the partnership stands as an example of how cooperation between the government and the development partners can foster inclusive, resilient, and sustainable growth for Tanzanian cities. Today, Tanzania and Zambia have finalized a series of high-level agreements to strengthen bilateral ties in defense, security, and economic cooperation, culminating in agreements aiming at securing borders and promoting unrestricted trade. Speaking in Dar es Salaam during the fourth session of the Tanzania-Zambia Joint Permanent Commission JPC on Defense and Security, the Minister of Defense and National Service of Tanzania, Dr. Raymond Nyansaho, said the goal is to strengthen bilateral cooperation and regional stability.
These joint commissions provide a valuable platform for deliberating on bilateral defense and security matters, in which exchange experience, identifying new opportunities, and also share the objective of peace, security, stability, and prosperity between our two nations.
The acting Minister of Defense, who is also the Minister of Home Affairs of Zambia, Jacob Mwimbu, says Tanzania's stability is a cornerstone of the long-standing ties, which is driven economically by joint projects like TAZARA and strengthened cooperation in trade, security, and the tackling of transnational crimes.
Number of strategic economic engagement with the Tanzanian government. Viz. TAZARA, TAZAMA, and we are now crafting another very important engagement through the Tanzania-Zambia interconnector pertaining to the provision of electricity. All these important engagements need to be supported by the security cluster.
Tanzania and Zambia made to enhance ties through annual meetings such as the Joint Permanent Commission on Defense and Security to address trade, infrastructure, and security challenges. And now, before we wind up the local news, let's now take a look at the exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania BOT. Don't miss TVC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Sports News is up next. In sports news, J.K. Park, a basketball coach Bahati Mgunda, urges government and sports stakeholders in the country to renovate primary and secondary school sports grounds into training centers so as to produce skilled players who can compete at international levels. Speaking to TSB News in Dar es Salaam, Coach Mgunda added that renovation of primary and secondary school sports grounds will help youth to nurture their skills as well as communities to use them as training grounds to maintain fitness and avoid chronic diseases.
In terms of creating a new culture, new sports culture, like how I said at the beginning, by having this park here, you can see a lot of kids come and train. A lot of adults also after work they come and train. So to me it's like it's a new way of life. So once you have these centers in different regions, like how they have started being there, to me it's like you're creating a new culture of life where people they're gonna have they're gonna be healthy. They're going to have a space to practice. They're going to have space for outings and stuff. So we really need to keep doing this and build more centers like this countrywide. I wish it could reach to the level where in every street, every area, you have one center like this. To me, it's going to save those sustainable development goals, SDGs.
J.K. Park has been the catalyst of producing skilled players due to the quality of its training facilities. And if the government and the sports stakeholders do that in primary and secondary schools in Tanzania, we'll be able to produce quality players who can compete globally. And that's the sports news. Now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours, starting from 9 p.m. tonight.
My name is Godfrey Kazinja. I present 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. For tonight, we expect future particular conditions, thunder shower over few areas over the most part of our country. For tomorrow, average wind speed expected over the most part of our country. And distribution of rainfall signal for tomorrow expected over the most part of our country. And TMA issue an advisory expecting heavy precipitation at times over northern Eastern Highland, central part, southern Western Highland, Morogoro region, western part, and Lake Victoria Basin, excluding Kagera and Geita regions. For tomorrow, we expect future cloudy condition, thunder shower over some area and sun interval over the most part of our country, except over the coastal area, entire coast and the Rovuma region. Expect future cloudy condition, thunder shower over few area and sun interval. Let's have a look for the 4 days weather forecast for some part of our country, starting from the day after tomorrow. Dar es Salaam expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas and sun interval. Likewise, Dodoma expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas. Mbeya expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas. Likewise, Mwanza expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas. Kilimanjaro region expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas. Likewise, Morogoro expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas and sun periods. Arusha expect future particular condition, thunder shower over a few areas and sun periods. Thank you for watching us and have a good time.
Well, and that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasser King. We wish you a good night and a constructive weekend.
TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.